The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. OG Anunoby played his college ball at Indiana University, and there he is, back at Indiana. 25 points against the Pacers. How about Mitchell Robinson? 12 points, a career-high 22 rebounds. And Mikal Bridges, key three with the Knicks up 4 and 2 minutes to go. That was a dagger three. Bridges only 12 points in his last 3 games combined, went for 11 tonight, and the Knicks win at 101-92. So the standings up to the second in the Eastern Conference. The Pistons won tonight. Celtics idle. Knicks tying Boston at 43 wins, but they're a game behind the Celtics in the overall standings. Cavs won tonight. They remain 4th overall. Great to have you with us here from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn. Doesn't matter who's playing when these two teams go after one another. You had no Karl-Anthony Towns, no Josh Hart. Each of those Knicks out with a bad knee. Pascal Siakam not playing for the Pacers. Didn't matter. As always, went right down to the wire. And tonight in this one, the Knicks were able to prevail. Yeah, it's always personal with Rick Carlisle and the Knicks. You could tell the way he plays his players against this team and how much he plays them against this team. And the Knicks several times had leads in this game that you thought they could just pull away, especially in the third quarter. They went up 15, and it felt like, okay, they can get on a roll and put an end to this game. But the Pacers kept fighting back. The Knicks weren't playing very good defense in the pocket of the game, allowed them to come back. It took one more stretch, and it took an outstanding, dominant game by Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks to win this and to win and to have now a winning road trip. 3 wins out of the 5 games, and that's considered a success. All right, Alan, let us bring in Monica McNutt. She helped call the game tonight on TV. Tyler Murray. Monica, thanks for joining us. What do you think?
I'm with Hahn. That's always more contested than you think it would be based on all the stats you prepare for. I mean, this is a bottom-rated defense, bottom-rated offense, all the things. They won 15 games. Are you kidding me? But all in all, I thought the Knicks showed tremendous poise down the stretch, and I like what Mitchell Robinson said about this next run of games where you don't necessarily see a lot of opponents that you highlight or circle. This team has to continue to keep working on getting together, and obviously for him, I think this was very personal for him, making sure he's in the best conditioning possible as he played a season high in minutes.
Yeah, how about that? You guys were talking with Mitchell Robinson, Mon, and I had to do the math because of his numbers. He got 41% of the team's rebounds in this game. 41%. 80% of the offensive rebounds and 41% of the rebounds. I mean, Jalen Brunson had a great first half, but you could argue, like, this is the player of the game. Like, he is the reason why they won this game.
I mean, he was a unstoppable force in many ways, right? Like through both halves, to your point. The 3 that we highlighted down the stretch by Mikal Bridges is truly a Mitchell Robinson offensive rebound assist, if you will, if we can make up a statistical category. But no, I agree. I was curious to see what it would look like for him to battle against Zubac, and there were some fun moments with that tonight. But just in general, his effort on the glass and his screen setting, his handoffs, his patience when he had to make the plays, make passes. And I will say, I love this effort by the team to get him the ball where only he can get it. These alley-oop plays, yes, they're highlights and they're oohs and ahs, but they're also really sound when you look at how he plays his best basketball and how he can be and put in positions to be most successful.
You were right there. You're right there courtside, and we were just saying beforehand how it doesn't matter who the Pacers have. It always feels like Rick Carlisle and that group, they see the Knicks, they want to win. They don't care. And you're there. Like, what are you noticing with this? Because as much as Rick Carlisle talks about, oh, I have to manage my rotations and I have to worry about my players and all this stuff, we know what he's up to because they came here and they played everyone a whole game and took the Knicks to overtime and won. And the very next night, sat everyone. And then last night, Nembhard and Zubac play only in the first half, not in the second half. Tonight, the whole game. There's definitely something extra about when Rick Carlisle and the Pacers take on the Knicks. Did you feel it?
I mean, Hahn, you teed it up. You know what? I should have known something was up when, during his soliloquy about the strategy that his team is employing right now to protect players, because it's about player safety. The minutes are about player safety.
Yeah, sure.
When he said about Zubac, he is looking for quality minutes to help this team continue to develop looking ahead, right? And so to your point, with all of the history between these two teams, this is a great opportunity against another quality big in the league to allow this team to get some development time together. So I should have known something was up just based on the history. And Tyler and I said it on the broadcast a couple times. In that third quarter, if you watched their last matchup versus Phoenix, in that third quarter, it started to get a little wonky. They made one more run, and then the fourth quarter, the Suns really took over. There was a stretch with about 6 minutes to go in the third where you're like, okay, historically, we're about to get some substitutions, but that is not what happened versus the New York Knicks, and it did proceed to be a game that required clutch time. But I give a ton of props to the Knicks because I thought they were really poised in a situation where we know it hasn't always turned out in the Knicks' favor.
All right, Monica, thanks so much. Have a great trip home. Welcome home, Monica. We'll see you next week.
Great job on the trip, Mon.
Yes.
Great job.
Thank you, guys. See you next week.
All right. So Jalen Brunson, Allen, 9 more assists, keeps racking up the assists. And tonight, 29 points. 23 of them came in half number 1. Only 6 points in the second half, but it was good enough. Breathe like a winner, presented by Blue Air. Jalen Brunson's our focus for this.
It was important for the Knicks to get off to a good start. We've been talking about the rough starts they had on this trip. So Jalen Brunson made sure the Knicks got off to a good start. 11 points in that first quarter. Had a strong half, as you mentioned, 23 points in the first half. And it was a lot of what we have seen over the years when he's matched up against Nesmith and Nembhard and Shepard. They keep throwing different guys at him that have been guarding him for years. And he just knows what to do. His footwork was so on point. His touch was really good early on. Kind of had to recalibrate later in the game. That was a tough and one against his good friend T.J. McConnell. He also had words, I thought, which was great, with Rick Carlisle during the game as well. There is no love lost between these two teams, no matter where they are in the standings. And for Jalen Brunson, I think he likes being the villain in that building just as much as Halliburton likes being the villain in the Garden.
How about his assist numbers, as I mentioned?
Yeah,
Coming into this game,
they'd be higher if guys made shots too.
9
really
more
made shots tonight.
He's averaging double-digit assists over his last handful of games.
Yeah.
Even when he's not scoring, and he has scored now the last 3, 28, 28, and 29.
Yep.
He's still getting assist numbers.
Yeah, and that's got to be a thing, especially when you know when we get to the playoffs. We all know they're gonna bottle him up. They're going to do some things like the Lakers did. They're going to send wings from the sides to take away his peripheral vision, the ability to do the spray-out threes to the corners. He's got to start being able to almost feel, not even see, feel where his teammates are going to be to make easy passes. When a big helps, he's starting to find those little pocket passes and the ability to get guys like Anunoby or get guys like we saw tonight, Mitchell Robinson. And what you really want to see at some point, he and Karl-Anthony Towns develop a little two-man game to work together as well.
Towns out tonight, sore knee. Mitchell Robinson, as we've discussed, gets the start. Season high, 31 minutes played.
Phenomenal.
Career high, 22 rebounds, and also 12 points. Yeah, Brunson went for the 29, but as you mentioned a couple of moments ago, this might be Mitchell Robinson's game.
Yeah, no, this is player of the game kind of stuff, too. And I think Jalen Brunson would admit to it as well because of just how important he was, especially down the stretch. As I said, I'm going to repeat this because, Bill, I don't know if you heard me. Mitchell Robinson had 41% of the rebounds tonight for his team. Offensive rebounds.
22 offensive?
80% of the offensive rebounds and 41% of the overall rebounds in this game for his team. He was everything. He was everywhere. And you needed this stuff from him around the basket. The tip-ins, those are easy. The lobs,
especially because Josh Hart didn't play, right?
He's a big rebound guy, certainly as well. And Karl-Anthony Towns, who's number 2 in the league in rebounding, was not in this game. So they needed all of it, and he provided it, and that's a good sign. But the better sign is the 31 minutes that he played in this game, because they have been very careful with his minutes, as they should be, in managing him throughout this season. He has not played more than 27 or 28 minutes so far this season. He noted it himself, by the way, in the interview with Tyler and Monica when he said season high. He knew it, that he played a lot. They want to get him conditioned to be able to play this much in the postseason where there aren't any back-to-backs. There's no situations you have to worry about managing him. This is where you let him loose. This is ramp-up time. So this was a really good sign in this game that his conditioning was where it needed to be, where he can finish a game as strong as he did on the boards, playing a season high in minutes.
And obviously the big factor in his playing time increase.
Yep.
Cat didn't play tonight because of the sore knee. All right, when we come back, we're going to listen in to Knicks coach Mike Brown. His Knicks finished the 5-game road trip at 3-2, and now on the season they're 43-25, tied with Boston for the second most wins